And just like that, welcome back, everybody. Thursday, May 30th. We got one more day after today and left in the month of May. Wow, that was very Happy Gilmore May rhymes. Some of you kids aren't going to remember that, but you'll know what I'm talking about if you're a little older. Good to see everybody. Hope you had an awesome week. Back like we always do on Thursday. More progression, more things have happened since last Thursday, haven't they? Well, let's go talk about them and go look at them. As we always do, Crypto After Dark. Let's go. If you haven't done so, please go hit like. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Hit the notification bell and subscribe while you're there so you don't miss anything. We're over 10,000. We're on our way to 11,000. If you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know I don't really care about how many people watch, how many people don't watch. It's on you if you do or don't want to learn. No skin off my back. I would like as many people to learn as possible, though. I can't make you want to do it. You got to do it on your own. So that's why I always say it's imperative to show up, be a part of this, comment. Don't sit around and lurk. Don't be afraid. Come out and talk. Come out and be a part of things. Understand that we do this together. The more information we have that we can come up with together, the better data we can put out there, the better answers we can come up for people, etc., etc., etc. It's really not that complicated. Be here for each other. Make a lot of money. We can do this all together. Now, let's just jump right off into the charts, shall we? First, let's say hello to Ron Poteet. Tim Parker. Tim said, I just had a total knee. That's dope, bro. I'm not happy you had a total knee, but I'm glad you made it through it. We'll look at Mana, sure. I'm glad to see you again. Manolo, what's up, my guy? Kaizen, Miss Ariana, Phonetic Duck, Other Rob. Beautiful name, dude. Cody Kinsel, Jeremy, my cousin, Carmine Glitch, Dex, Christian. He's on Summit in Thailand. Bro, hold on. Oh, Summit in Thailand. I'm an idiot. Good. That's dope, dude. I wish I was there. Charts Can't Lie. What's up, my guy? Jeremy D. What's up? So, Diego. What's up, my guy? I want to start with this. First things first. Let's keep it real simple. We don't have to overdo this. We're at the end of May. I've said multiple times. Here that I think going into the summer, we're going to see overall more up. Now, that doesn't mean we don't have any short-term down first, but we're going to see overall more up. We only have a day left in the month. Since we only have a day left in the month, it's only right that that day probably does a bunch of nothing. Now, it could be a little different than that because Fridays always get a little bit wonky. But please understand that tomorrow may be a nothing burger. And for that matter, next week may be a nothing burger. For me, this looks more like the second week of June on through summer that we start our upward trajectory. It could start a little sooner than that, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. But I wanted to start by zooming out first here, looking at the weekly. No fancy indicators, just some basic price action on the chart. If you listen to any, well, I say I listen to any, that's not the right way to say it. A lot of pro traders won't draw anything on the chart. They'll just look at it and say that's going up or that's going down, and that's it. It's because they've been doing it for a long time and have kind of started to understand what does and what doesn't work, and they can quickly and easily jump to it and jump in and jump out of it. That doesn't mean you understand. So when you see me doing these things, you see me drawing on the charts like this, you see me coming up with different answers to give you guys to try to help you understand what I may or may not be saying. It's not because I can't do it without drawing. It's that I'm trying to teach and educate as I do it. It's very difficult to be good at something and teach others to be good at it too. It's very difficult. Some people would call that a skill. I'll be honest, it's tough. It's a daggone battle to try to teach people this and get people to actually engage and listen, because I don't come on here and I don't say crazy bombastic things, and I don't tell you to buy stuff, and I don't give you clickbait, right? All that stuff doesn't matter. But one thing I will give you is the truth, right? Keeping it real, this is an uptrend and it looks great. Right? I don't know what else to tell you. It's tickling all-time high from the last bull run. Thinking about breaking it. Hasn't done it yet. Just needs a little bit more time to marinate and work its way out. I think, again, second week of June moving forward, we start to really rock and roll. And then somewhere around the end of August or September, we should slow back down a little bit and have a little bit of a lull period. I can do that with a few different reasonings and a few different ways to show you, but I wanted to show you the bear chart first so that you could understand Not that complicated. As long as this is above the green line and making higher highs and higher lows, which it has, and I'll mark those for you now. Here's our first high and our first higher low and a higher high and a higher low and a higher high and an even low, but not a lower low, and a higher high and a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. I bet you we try to make another higher high in here somewhere. That's not a guarantee, but so long as it's on the good side of the green line, like it is right now, A-okay. Now, something that y'all who were around last bull run may remember. This is crucial, and it's like, so Nick will remember. What's up, Nick? Good to see you. Nick will remember this. So will John when he comes on. A couple other guys. My cousin Jeremy, they'll remember it. We can't possibly get to the levels we need to get to unless we have some sort of tool to get us there. And that's what the moon shifter is for. Let's get it. In case you don't know what the moon shifter is, some of you may look at this and say, oh, Keith, that's a Hurst quarter stick for a TH400 manual reverse valve body. It's just a gear shifter for a transmission. You're wrong about all this. You don't know what you're talking about. Little do you know that last bull run, by using this simple little device, we made so much money. Every single time we thought the chart may go up, we would just simply grab a hold of our moon shifter, give it a slap back to first, slap it in the second when necessary, third for the home run. When we're done with that, off to neutral is probably a good idea. Maybe even put her in park. We're going to have a hell of a bull run, and we can't do it without a moon shifter. I know it sounds ridiculous right now, but you're going to understand what I mean. This only comes out when the charts look like they're ready to go. And as I've been telling you, we're getting close to the summer. July and August likely mostly, and maybe even some of June. You're welcome for throwing the moon shifter into gear. Otherwise, we get nowhere. Now, how far in gear? We're just going to put it back to first. That doesn't look like first, but that's first because this is a manual reverse valve body. We're not pulling back to change gears. We're bumping forward. So we'll start off in first gear for now. Little by little, as we progress through the months here of June, July, and August, we'll throw this moon shifter one gear each time, but not yet. Fair enough? Fair enough. I know some of you are going to look at that and say, oh, this is stupid, Keith. You don't understand. Listen, there's a lot of things that I'll say that are totally great in data and factual. And then there's the reality of the moon shifter. Yes, I'm full of crap and I'm being stupid. However, I told you guys, we're not just going to sit up here and pretend and act like everything's all glory all the time. We're only going to do it when it's the right time. For what it's worth, it looks like that time is coming up here in this summer, and it's really going to get us kicked off and moving for the next year and a half, all right? I waited a really long time to use this, okay? Post-halving, when the charts looked like they were about to break out. Now, let's go back into some more detail about why. So look, Big Fish, what's up? Cannon Pro, Jerry Monroe, buy Kramer coin. You're stupid, dude. Look, moon shifter, it's back. Shit's getting serious now. Facts start incoming. Fat stacks incoming. What's up, Jeff Frady? Text that slam that bitch. Other Rob said, I'm getting butterflies. You're stupid, dude. Slutty Roo, good to see you, man. Nick said, what an idiot. 100%, dude. That's me. So let's go back into the charts a little bit. Just wanted to have some fun. You'll be all right. We can laugh and have some fun together. And I'm going to continue to use that stupid moon shifter for the entirety of the bull market to make fun of all those idiots online who really think that they can just say it and it'll happen. All right. Not how it works. Like he said, that's gas at other Rob, bro. Nick talking like a teenager is hilarious, dude. Since we both have teenagers, he gets it. On the left, what you're seeing is, I'm going to record this part because it's important. So talked about this for a couple weeks. On the left, 2012, halving, retracement during or before halving, followed by the move after, okay? So that's what you've got over here on the left. Bit of a downtrend before halving. After halving, you had a downtrend breach, did nothing but uptrend, started moving in a proper direction. Why is this important? Because this green line you see right here, also halving. Now, you could argue that it is before or after where we are now. The point more so is I want you to see that we're just after halving and we're making some moves, okay? Now, I'm going to put fibs on this, and you'll start to see that there's a little bit more to it than just the trend line. I'm going to pull my fib from the bottom, from the top, because this was an uptrend, or this was a downtrend, but it failed, all right? You can see the red line dictates that that was a downtrend. I'm going to pull these fibs in just the same direction down. I'm in linear mode for this, not log mode, because I'm only looking at a few candles. Okay, there's our downtrend with our Fibonacci retracement pulled in sequence. All right, what I want you to see here is right around here in Sniper's Alley, where 786 and 886 is, you're getting a little bit of a reaction of price action to where you got a little bit of a retrace, and the price kind of came back down and checked around on support and thought about it and dreamed about it and didn't quite do anything just yet. Why is that important? Because just over here on the right, I have the exact same thing. Same thing, downtrend, same fib pulled, no problem. And where am I at right now? Looky here, Sniper's Alley, just like I was back then. Just like it was back then. Then, not only did it hit Sniper's Alley just like it did back then, see these wicks coming through the golden pocket right here? Hey, look, wicks coming through the golden pocket. It's literally darn near the same. Now, obviously the percentages are different. The dollar amount's different, all that good stuff. But the price action is similar. This is why fractals are important, because you can't deny that they're real. The thing is, you can't manipulate them and move them around to fit your narrative, all right? You have to use the data that's there and go with the data that's there, and you can't argue with it. That's the difference in using the fractals the correct way and using the fractals the wrong way. Now, I want you to go take this little video clip that I just made, and I want you to spread it all around Twitter for everyone to see, because if they think if you just take any candles and you stick them on the end, that's going to happen, because it's happened before. It's incorrect. That's not how it works. The law of diminishing gains is a rule, all right? We have to understand that. We have to know that. That doesn't mean the price action won't be similar, but the gains, on the other hand, they'll be completely different. So I recorded just that little piece so that we could go send that out to everyone else. What's up, Lenny? Good to see you. No Diddy, right? So quick overlook right there. Just wanted you to see it. Now let's go back through and look at all the indicators here for the daily chart, because that's where we do most of our buying and selling. Didn't mean to draw that. Whoops. All right. So how about we first start with our basics? Here's our 821 EMA and our 50-day moving average. Very, very simple. We want to be over all three of these. We would prefer to be over all three of them at all times. That doesn't always happen. An easy, simple filter, over or under the yellow line. Are we over it? Yes, we are. Cool. I don't need to say anything else. Take a little farther. Are we over or under the green and the purple line, which are the 8 EMA and 21 EMA? Well, currently, we're over them both. One could argue that we do have a bit of a short-term downtrend here, whether that's linear, log, doesn't matter. She's still in a short-term downtrend here, and that doesn't change anything. So what are we looking for? Looking for any kind of breakouts I can get over here, and you can go all the way down to like a wicked low time frame if you want to get really cute with this and say, yeah, I'm looking for the perfect entry. Well, honestly, it looks to me like Bitcoin's probably going to drag its feet a little bit here until the first or second week of June. We could see an earlier breakout, but I think it's probably going to come out something like this. It may even come down to that little valley right here of price action. That I can't be positive of. I'm crystal balling that. Just seen this price action before is all. I want to see a breakout. Once I see a breakout, that's cool. That breakout signifies to me that we're probably going to back test the trend line a little bit. Any kind of back test on the trend, and that's usually probably good enough, because the difference in a back test here and a difference in a back test here is not that great. That's probably 2 or 3%. Not even that, 1.5%. So good enough for government work. Just show me a breakout here. Hasn't happened yet. Give it some time. We're coming up on the second quarter as well. Okay, January, February, March is the first quarter. April, May, June is the second quarter. Okay. Into the second quarter, we should see better performance than into the first quarter, because the end of the first quarter is typically tax season. Now, if you guys remember back at the end of March, things were a little slow and sideways, wasn't they? Things had to take a little bit of time to try to get going A little bit of time to try to get moving. Little by little, they're getting there. Okay. It's taking its sweet, ginger, ever loving time. Nothing we can do about that. I'm going to stick with it because I'm not positive. Okay. I'm plus territory on this thing doing what we think it'll do. Okay. So long as it's going to do what we think we're going to do, we're good to go. Again, I haven't been able to like harp on this enough. Every dip from here to the end of the year, probably a buying opportunity. You might not get your money back immediately, but you will likely get your money back. And I don't mean that you should go buy scams. I mean on stuff that you know is probably going to be around. Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything in the top 20, anything in the top 40, that kind of stuff. Those are probably going to continue to be around. That's not a guarantee, but they'll probably be around. If you have the means and you have your plan set, it's not a terrible idea to DCA when you can, while we're on the good side of this trend line, like we currently are. As long as we're on the good side of this green line, plan A works perfectly fine. Okay. Don't want to have to veer from plan A. I would prefer to stick to plan A. If plan A changes, I'm going to change my plan and I'll start removing funds rather than adding them. Okay. One of the biggest problems people have is not being able to pivot when necessary. All right. This is a psychological problem. Let me break down some psychology for you. We have 66 people on. Only 29 people have hit like. So real quick, if you guys would, go hit like. There's 66 of you on here. If half of you hit like, we would be up to 33, and not even that's happened. So look, go hit like. Let's get that like button up, all right? Let's break down a little psychology. One of the simple goals, let's be real about this and not shave off the details. Simple fact is, most of the people who are in crypto are men. There's going to come a time in your life when you have to make a choice. Right? You can continue to be average, or as your kids say, mid. Do okay, make a decent average career, right? Make some money, but not a ton. You can perhaps work out a little bit, or maybe you're just gifted with physique and you don't have to do that. But there's going to come a time when you need funds in order to function, in order to support, in order to keep people going, in order to protect people. It's crucial that you understand you're not going to be able to do that without the right psychology. If your psychology is bad now regarding investing or trading or whatever you want to call it, if your psychology is screwed up now, there's no way you're going to be able to maintain these funds later on. Do you understand? You think you will because it'll be easy to make. It'll be twice as difficult to keep those funds. And if any of you think I'm bullshitting you here, I want you to go look in the comments section and ask anybody over there how easy it was to maintain that money after they made it, right? Not going to happen, okay? Everyone's going to tell you how difficult it was. Everyone's going to tell you how they lost money in the bear market, how they blew it, how they couldn't maintain it, how they didn't have a plan to do that. You need to get in the right mental space now before that time comes. I don't want to hear any excuses when the top comes in and everyone starts leaving and you're stuck holding the bag. Don't want to hear it. In fact, I don't want to hear it at the end of this year. At the end of this year, when I start taking some profits and moving stuff around and you get left behind, don't come whining to me and telling me it's my fault or it's anybody else out there's fault. It's your own fault for not having your head in the game, putting your nose to the grindstone and getting after it, okay? You want to be an alpha male. You want to be the man, right? You don't want to be a follower. You want to be a leader. Well, it starts with you. Don't be so lazy. Get after it, dude. And I don't mean in the sense that I do push-ups, so I'm not lazy. That's not what I mean. I mean, go after it, study, learn, get better, practice, ask questions, do all the things you need to do to prepare for when you actually do make this money so that your ass doesn't lose it. Because more than likely, most of you who pretend to be the alpha male, you ain't. You're just a follower, right? I don't want you to be a follower. I want all of us together collectively to be an alpha. And don't tell me you can't do that, because you can do that. There's plenty of room in the world and not that many people watch this YouTube channel. So everyone that sees this can be an alpha. Don't want to hear it. Don't whine and complain and cry to me, right? Get after it now so that you can enjoy it later. No more excuses, no more whining, no more crying. Get to it or else get left behind. It's as simple as that. Okay? Hope you understand. Let me go read some comments real quick. Terry Brennan, what's up, my guy? Good to see you. Nomad Hitch, holy crap, Stifler's on here, everybody. I gotta give an applause to Stifler, bro. Good to see you, Stifler. Welcome back. He said, hey, gents, sorry I went AWOL. Miss y'all. Putting my life together so perhaps I can get back in this game, brother. Text me. I'd be happy to talk to you, all right? Be happy to talk to you. What's up, Cousin Jeremy again? Danny Deep Pockets. Danny Carney, what's up, my guy? Good to see you. Lenny, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Let's see. Same, I had to get my life together, try to get back into trading. I fully understand it, but I'm telling you right now, no more excuses. You were here last time, buckle down. It's go time. No more games, no more playing. If it's women that are clogging your mind, well, then fucking delete them. It's time to go now. They might not appreciate it now. But in a year and a half, when you have the rewards that you've reaped from buckling down and getting after it, they will appreciate the hard work you put in. If they don't appreciate the hard work you put in, then they shouldn't be around you because they don't deserve you. Simple as that. All right? If the bitch that comes around you doesn't appreciate how hard you had to work to get to where you are, out of here. It's simple. Okay? And I know there's families involved. I know there's kids that are involved sometimes. I get it. Okay? We can convolute it with all kind of details if we want. But if the main person in your house doesn't support you and keep you going the way you need it to happen, bro, there's other fish in the sea, dog. And you don't want that kind of man. You don't want that kind of man anyway. As a woman, you don't want that kind of man, right? I want to do my own. I want to be Miss Independent. Great. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. Have fun. Good luck competing against males like me, because that's what you're asking to do. Okay? Again, this is mental, bro. We can't be mental midgets. We got to be mental powerhouses from here on out. That's all my admins, moderators, people who are watching and don't ever talk, who just want to lurk and be suckering off the teat of the assassins here. I don't want to hear it. Get after it. Come on, man. You can do it. Come on. Let's see. Soto, good to see you, brother. Raging Beagle, my guy. Wildo. I'm a Wildo. That's MGK before he sucked. What about DOT and XRP? We can look at those. Hold on a second. I'm going to do them at the end of the stream, all right? So I've heard Mana. I'm not taking a bunch of requests, please, okay? I'll just do a couple. But I do XRP on purpose because people love to talk about XRP. And according to Google, 66% of all of you who watch only care about XRP. Isn't that crazy? Google told me that. That's madness. Sean Shepard, what's up, bro? Only way to maintain the gains is to take out the market completely. Fair enough. Stablecoins, fair enough. USDC, USDT, whichever one you want to fight and argue about. USDC is partially owned by Coinbase, who's partially owned by BlackRock and all these other places. That ain't going away. XRP has a stablecoin now. We got stablecoins. We can sell to stablecoins, and we'd be perfectly fine. And if you don't trust that, you can sell to cash if you want. I don't really trust cash. Let's see. I still work and made 32,000% my first year trading. Boss mode. What's up, Cheese? Good to see you. You know what I meant, Nick. In good and well. You know good and well. You say, I don't want no kind of man. Brother, you ride an electric bicycle? Say, look here. Stifler said, amen to that, brother. Thank you for that. I've allowed women to break my mind. No one's fault but my own. Time to get my ass in gear. Brother, look, text me or call me tomorrow. We can talk about it. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Look, we all deal with shit. And I'm literally you 20 years ahead. All right. So it's no bullshit. I've already been through it. Just holler at me. Crusader, what's up? He said, I know a man who put you on the straight and narrow. Jesus. Fair enough, dude. I'm here for it, dude. I go to church every Sunday. Right? My language may not be always appropriate. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand my language doesn't always fit the bill, but I'm here to make money. I'm here to get paid. Right? I'm here to support my family for the rest of my life. And I can make that happen with this. All right. I can make it happen with this. I'm going to make it happen with this. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's my time to make it happen. It's your time to make it happen. No more excuses. Let's see. What's up, Zach? He said, I'm late, but I made it. Good to see you, Rug. Brother, hey, we just talking about some alpha male stuff, so buckle down and get ready, bro. No more bullshit from here on out. We're going after it. Moon Shifter has been engaged. He said, you're the Stiffmeister. Everything will be fine. Crusader said, God candles. Right? Now you're going to get muted. Bam. And we'll do 30 minutes. Confirm. Right. So I don't want to hear about God candles. Don't be stupid, dude. Don't come on here and try to troll. I'm just going to mute you or kick you. And I don't want to kick you because I want you to get the alpha of the charts. Even though I don't like people coming on and trolling and trying to be cute, I'm still going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I want you to learn. I want you to be here. I want you to make money. Ichimoku cloud. We're still 4 out of 4 on the cloud here. What do I mean by 4 out of 4 on the cloud? Well, let's break that down, shall we? Let's add some check marks to the good and some X's to the bad. First simple one is the candle over the cloud. Are the candles over the cloud right now? Are they? Yes, they are. Here's the cloud. Here's the candles. Check mark. Let's make it bigger than that. Next is the lag line, which is the white line, over the candles as well. All right, here's the lag line. Right, here's the candles. Yep, we are. Good. Check mark. Next, I'm going to zoom in here, is the blue line, which is the conversion line, over the red line, which is the baseline. Yes, it is. That's 3. Last but not least, is the cloud on the end green or is it red? Guess what? It's very much green. That's a check mark. You have 4 out of 4 check marks on the Ichimoku cloud. No reason to run away. All the more reason to get in, not to run and hide, but to be more in than out. Hey, I don't see anything here that runs me away. All right. If something changes, I'm glad to say so. So far, nothing to run away from. Only more room to buy. I don't see why anyone wouldn't want to not buy. Hey, I get it. It's taking a little bit of time. It's frustrating. Like I said, we got another 1.5 years of this and at least another 6 months of this. So I know a lot of stuff happened with elections today and a lot of people get worried and upset and stuff and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine, bro. I get it. Don't worry about it. There's nothing I can do about any of that stuff. I would prefer it go one way or the other. Okay, nothing I can do about it if it doesn't. All right. Don't want to hear about the news. I don't care. It's fun to talk about, but it doesn't involve making money. So I'm not here for it. People don't understand. You really are trying to help. I'm trying, bro. You can hate me or love me, but I'm trying. And if you're just here to troll, that's fine, bro. You're not going to make it in life being a troll. That's just the way it is. You're not an alpha brain. If you're going around trolling people for fun because that's all you know how to do, because that's what gives you excitement, bro, any guy can walk up and beat the shit out of you. You're not an alpha male. You're never going to get a woman and be satisfied with the rest of your life like that. Matter of fact, you might want a guy. And if you do want a guy, that's fine. But one of y'all's the masculine, one of y'all's the feminine. We know Nick's a power bottom. Are you a power bottom? I'm just joking, Nick. Don't get mad, bro. Don't get mad, bro. We bust balls with Nick because we love Nick. All right. As far as the pivots go, pivot points are basic algorithmic lines in the chart that kind of show us where price action may or may not go next. R1, R2, R3 are resistance lines. S1, S2, and way down there, S3 are, you guessed it, support lines. In the middle of that is the pivot line or the halfway. All right. We would prefer the candles to always be on the plus side of the pivot line, not on the minus side. All right. As long as we're on the plus side, we're solid. I would prefer it to break through each one of these each time. As you see, she's stuck under R1. These pivots run out on the daily chart. They run out every single month. So we're about to get new ones. Now, the last pivot was lower. This pivot was higher. So the next pivot will be a little higher. All right. So it's probably going to end up somewhere up here. That's where the pivot line's probably going to stall out at. All right. New in a form. That means the R1, R2, and R3 will go up higher and higher, higher, showing us that a likely higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low is going to continue to happen. What would change that? Well, that would be if we got on the bottom side of the new pivot when it forms over here. And then she falls out and breaks downward on this trend line. If that happens, well, we're probably going to slow down for a little bit longer than we want. And we're probably going to go back a little bit farther than we want. just the numbers, right? As hard as it is to accept when you care, some people just won't accept the help, resistant, fighting all the way. Absolutely, dude. There's nothing I can do about that. I tried to help. I couldn't. So now I'm just going to be the guy who takes your money at the top, and you get to hold on to the empty nothing at the top, thinking that you've made a lot of money, and then you watch it dwindle month after month after month, wondering where your gains went. Where's your money going? What's wrong with the market? Looking for an excuse to people to blame. Oh, it's the news's fault. Oh, it's the ex-president's fault. Oh, it's the Treasury Secretary's fault. Oh, it's Gensler's fault. It's your fault. You are the problem. Your fault. What are you going to do about it? Stop blaming everyone else and look in the mirror. It's your fault. Until you can admit that it was your fault, you'll never get anywhere. Simple as that. All the dads on here should know that. But if you don't, now you do, right? Look, Nick said power bottoms for the win, bro. You stupid, dude. Yeah, Lenny, we'll look at the DXY chart too. He said, look, one true fan calls 3 out when you're messing up. People who don't care about you tell you that you're doing great when you're making mistakes. You know who's the worst about that, Nick? Women. When women are doing the worst, all the other women will come and rally around that woman to tell her to keep doing bad. The opposite happens with men. You ever notice that? When a man fucks up and he goes and talks to his boys, all the boys say, hey, man, you know you fucked that up, right? And all of them go, damn, yeah. Then if the man runs in and he says, it's all her fault, it's her fault, she did it, the other guys are going to go, what'd you do to make her want to do that? What'd you say? Immediately, all the other men start calling out the man who come and ran up. That's usually the way the convos go. Now, will we say, yeah, man, bitches be tripping? They do. Absolutely. Same time, that's not because we're positively encouraging the man. We're trying to tell the man, this is going to happen. You have to learn to deal with it. All right? It's the difference in men and women. And since crypto is mostly men, I'm speaking to most of y'all. There's some women on here, and I'm proud of y'all masculine women. If y'all come on here and y'all are flexing and y'all are doing y'all's thing and making money, that's cool. Now, you're going to need a submissive man to be happy, but that's just the way it is. All right? Your man probably ain't going to be very good at crypto. You'll probably be the one that's good at it. The other side, I don't really care. All right. Yeah, Carmine Gitch, yeah. Keith did. I did monthly, and ETH looks insanely bullish. I would totally agree. Our liquidity. Thank you, Ron. Can you show me the other data overlay on the? Can you show me some other data overlay on the BTC chart? I don't know why anyone would subject their wife to something so horrible like a career. Wife should be at home with babies, and the man should be the breadwinner. Just me, bro. I kind of agree and kind of don't. I'm a little bit more new school than that, but I kind of do agree, man. It's the man's job to take care of this stuff, dude. And the woman can help, but it's the man's primary job. All right. It's like lionesses, dude. They go hunt, right? Because that's the man allowing them to do it. But that doesn't mean that should be that way. That's just there's ways work, right? I get it. If I tell you what, if I had the money, my woman would never work. But I just don't have the money to do that. So I'm working on that, right? Trying to be a better person. Now, said I go over to some different charts. Let's go over them real quick, Mana. So this one's frustrating. Honestly, thought about going ahead and selling this one off a couple days ago, just because it's completely underperformed. You got a head and shoulders forming right here, and while that may play out, I tend to lean on the side of it not playing out, seeing as how we're going into a more bullish time. I believe we're going to get a fake out here. I'm hopeful that this right shoulder that's forming right here, you got a bit of a head and shoulders forming right here. Yeah, I'm hoping that this right shoulder forms and fails, and it breaks north of that. That's what it's going to have to take to crack that head and shoulders. If I pull the fib on this from November to now, and I pull her way over there, it looks like summer of 2025 might be the time when it slows up some. We'll see. Like the end of the run for this one might be the fall of 2025, roughly. We'll see about all that. I'm not positive. Well under the 236 fib. I don't like that. A lot of these are under the 236 fib. I've tried to kind of abandon because I don't think they've got much more upside than others. I think others may have more. Now, on that note, she is playing around with the 821 EMA and the 50-day moving average, as you see here. She's over the 50, but under the 821, kind of playing games. It's on the right side of it. However, it hasn't done much of nothing yet. That doesn't mean there's not good upside. I do think it'll get stuck at the 200 moving average of roughly 50 cents. That's why I say the upside's kind of limited, right? Kind of capped off here. And I don't want that to be a problem, but it is what it is. Men call each other a-holes to their faces and then walk away, and we say, hey, he's a great guy. Women are nice to each other to their faces, and then she walks away and says, "What a bitch." Absolutely, dude. That tells you why we're opposites and how this works. Opposites attract. It's the only way we're going to make it together, right? Wilder said, maybe I'm y'all's man. He's a stupid dude. Should I buy ETH? Buy whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you to buy anything. I'm going to tell you to make as much money as you can with whatever asset you think can make the most money. But I'll tell you to base it on the chart and not base it on your emotions or what anyone on the internet says. Today, should you buy ETH? Well, up to you. For me, what would I do? Well, it's still above the 8 EMA and the 21 EMA and the 50-day moving average and the 100 and the 200, and it's still technically a lower high. Since this is still technically a lower high, I'm a little bit shy on it. Like I said, I think we need a week or two here for this to think about it, figure out what it wants to do. That doesn't mean that next week it doesn't go right back up. Since we're flirting around with all-time high here, we're making a big cup and handle. Yeah, you can see that cup and handle, can't you? You can see that cup and handle. Here's the cup. Here's the handle, and we're going to break out. It's only a matter of time. How far? Well, we'll see. I got fibs that I can pull on that. And I can tell you that this one also runs toward March of 25, but I'll pull this one out to October, November. How about that? That seems like a little bit more fair way to do it. All right, so all-time high 4,800-ish, 4,900-ish, somewhere right in there. Even in linear mode, we have 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 as targets. That sounds a little bit obscure, but I can narrow that down a little bit more. So it looks more like 7,000 to 9,000 are solid. And then we may get to that 10 to 13 range if we get really wild. For what it's worth, I think we may have a really wild bull market. And that's not me just wanting to be bullish. That's me realizing that the sentiment is way up. Sentiment is way up. And people are getting crazy already and already doing degenerate stuff. And we're already seeing celebrities get back involved again. And we haven't really gotten to the meat of this. So what makes me worry that things are going to get wild. And I can handle it. I'm prepared for it. The question is, are all you prepared for it? I hope you are. All right, I hope you are. Dot. Polka dot. This one's mass struggled, just like some others. You see she's way down. Honestly, altcoin market caps aren't really going to go flying until later on. Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to kind of run the show here. We've been talking about that since 2022, how after we sold and we rebought, there was going to be Bitcoin and Ethereum that ran the show and all the other alts would follow. That doesn't mean you couldn't buy the alts, and that doesn't mean the altcoins couldn't do well, because they can't. However, here we go. Another example of a pretty high cap altcoin, even though it's got a lot of money in it, ain't doing much of nothing, is it? All right, head and shoulders forming. I just showed you that. We can pull from the top down, just like that. All right, so into 2025, these fibs run out like a lot of others. We are still over the 236 instead of under it like you saw with Mana. See that? Dot is still over it. That's better than not. I like the fact that it's over the weekly 50, but that's all it's over, because now it's failing the weekly 821 EMA. And if I go to daily, she's failing all those moving averages and exponential moving averages as well. Short term, for me, it's killing me, dude. That's killing me. That's all right, because I'm still way up on it, but still, it's killing me, dude. Get your head to game. Get your head in the game, polka dot. All right. Because everyone always asked, how about XRP? All right, so I went ahead and started labeling stuff here like Ichimoku cloud stuff for it. Oh, didn't mean to draw that. So I've got price not quite over the cloud, cloud about to turn green, blah, 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 right? Let's put it up there so you can see it. So the cloud did turn green, but it flipped right back red. All right, that's not good. Price never got over the cloud. Conversion line was over the baseline, but that's now flipped to red. And the lag line has started to fall under the candles. That's now red. So on the Ichimoku cloud, bro, she's 4 out of 4 red. That's no bueno, right? That kind of sucks. So let's go to, by the way, let's erase some of this stuff here so we can see it a little bit better. I'll quickly erase some of these so we get a little bit better view here, and we'll go through a couple more of these. Almost done, and blow, turn the Ichimoku cloud off. Just straight price action. Talked about this a lot, but this is our buy zone. All right, this is our little box in here where XRP has likely bottomed out or will bottom out in this little box. So everywhere in this box is a decent place to try to accumulate for the future moves. It's not going to be immediate. Kind of, in my opinion, going to be late summer before she really rips and rides, because it's still stuck under all the moving averages. It's stuck under the cloud. It's stuck under every indicator possible. It's just not quite time yet. We've talked about this time and time again. No matter how much you want it to be time, no matter how much you want to make money off of this asset doesn't care about you. We do have a bit of an uptrend here. It's taking its sweet, ever-loving time. Yes, I wish it would go faster. It doesn't care what I wish. Still waiting on it to flip the moving averages, get up over the 200. I'll say this. They're somewhat bunched up, but not bunched up enough. All right. We need all these moving averages to ball up into a knot. All right. Here you go. I'll hide the price. There you go. We need all these moving averages right here to get really, really tight together, and they're not yet. In order for that to happen, we need the price to move up some and get up in this range. That way, that 50-day moving average, which you see right here, can start to turn back up in an upward direction. And once it turns up into an upward direction, you'll see that the price comes up with it, and all these moving averages knot up right around that little green box. Up above that green box is ideal. Anything over this green box leads us into breaking over the red trend line. Break over the red trend line. That leads us into a big bullish move. How far? 50 to 75 cents first, then we'll resituate from there. Wish it was better than that, but I'm going to keep it real with you and not lie to you like the rest of everybody else. Whew, I said a lot. I'm sorry. Let's see, Terry Brennan, you mentioned Velo last week. Do you still think there's room for upside? I bought some, hopefully. Is it bearish to reject off all-time high? Short term, yes. Sats and rats look cool for charts. Yep, I agree. Cheese. I do not have a small bag of whatever that is. I have small bags of nothing, and I definitely don't have that asset. No, I think you're trying to get me to say it. I'm not going to say it. Raging Beagle said, there you go. Let's see. Nick said Solana 4 out of 4 on the cloud. Link 4 out of 4 on the cloud. Ethereum 4 out of 4 on the cloud. Large caps looking pretty good. Thank you, Nick. That's perfect, dude. Thank you. Other Rob says XRP to 588, $5.88 or 58.8 cents. Which one? You left the decimal out in there somewhere. Yeah, I'm just goofing. How about dollar index? All right, DXY. All right. I talked about this in the chat recently. So I got some short-term fibs put on it because I was just checking the price action, seeing what was up. Seeing that I'm seeing the same price action. This thing's done multiple times, chops around a little bit, then breaks out. So far, it hasn't broken out. But as you see, we're still stuck on the moving averages, under the 8, under the 21, under the 50, not under the 100 or the 200. They're still under the price and kind of holding it up. We were a little bit worried that this thing would come down and bump into these moving averages and bounce. And so far, that's what's happened. What do we need now? We need this thing to slowly curve over here and break this trend line. Once it breaks this trend line, we can back test and we can fall. As you see, that come all the way out to middle of July when I just drew that. And I just drew it rough hand. That tells you this is going to be a slow bleed and not some hurry up and go situation. I really don't think we're in hurry up and go situations until next year. We may get some fast movement soon, but I don't think it's going to be anything like 2025 will be. Yes, it's just you. This is not a bear market. We literally just started a bull market. I've said that 1,000 times. It's just you. I get you're trying to troll a little bit. Let's see. Colo Colo said Aptos, Sui, and Arbor lag, and you're darn right they are, and it's killing me because I'm in all three of those. I'm in all three of them, but for longer term, right? Some of these I just don't plan on trading back and forth because I can't trade them all. I think that's a little bit ridiculous to try to trade everything. I can't trade everything. It's a little bit too much. It's just a little bit too much. Because I don't know if Lenny is trolling or not, I will give a short time out. And if he comes back and he's not trolling, then we know he wasn't. But I'm not sure. All right. So I get trollers nowadays, especially one guy with multiple accounts trying to be funny, just goofing off, trying to be a dick to me. And I think his play is to distract me by showing me other stuff that gets me off kilter. And it's not getting me off kilter. It's just charts and data. I don't really care what I'm charting as long as it's just charts and data. Right. We'll add in our psychology that it takes to make the right moves. Then we'll make the money that way. I don't really care the asset. That's the problem with trying to troll me and make me show other assets I don't want to see. Talk about Velo a lot. How about we pull Velo up? So I was looking at different fibs today and where I rebought. So I rebought at the Short-term 236, but the long-term 236 was actually a little higher, and I got a little bit better rebate than that. I've already rebought, and we're kind of playing around with my rebuy line right now. If I take these fibs off, we just kind of look at short-term targets. You know, an Adam and Eve pattern is kind of playing out here, and that Adam and Eve pattern would have to come back roughly to about 15 or 0.015 flat to meet that Adam and Eve and make its play. It hasn't quite gotten there yet, and it's a good possibility that it could come down here and tag that. Well, Keith, why did you already buy then? Well, again, I got a good rebate for me. I got a good enough rebate to make me happy. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with whatever else happens because I took the extra money that I made and I bought other stuff with it. I diversified more than just this token. So even though I took money out of it, I rebought the exact same thing that I had, just like I was holding, only I got a free $3,600. That was great, right? So while it could come down there, I think that may be a limited downside. And because it's a limited downside, I'm here for it. More time needed, yes. How about the moving averages? Not great. We just fell under the 50, the 8, and the 21. Why did you rebuy, Keith? Well, again, I got a good rebate, so I'm okay with this. I sold it, and I rebought it for about 16% more than I had. 16% better than nothing. Could have just held it and had nothing, okay? So while I could bail right now, I'm going to wait because I realize we're starting into a more bullish than more bearish market. Now, coming on down here is possible. If it wants to come down here and bounce bottom side of this 50-day moving average or roll over real slowly and come down and hit the 100, fine. I'm here for it, and that may take a while to happen. That's okay. I've got other assets, other coins. That's why I diversified. Baby steps. Jump back over this 50, 821, and we can rip some more back up here to this red box where I think we eventually get. Not yet, but eventually. Just need some more time. More time. Just a little time. So let me give you guys one we haven't talked about very much on the live stream. I recently today bought some more of this. I'm skipping ads. I don't even care, bro. It's not about ads and revenue. No, Google makes any money anyway. You don't make no money from YouTube. So this is Ideology. It's on KuCoin and MEXC. It may be on some other platforms as well. I'm not really sure. You have to look it up yourself. Market cap is very low on this. Market cap's only about $3 million or $2.5 million, something like that. It's not very high. As you see, she's a bit of a fallen knife, right? But she eventually changed her ways and she broke trend. Now that she's broke trend, she's on a short-term uptrend. It recently kind of bottomed out against the trend line. You see my buy lines. I bought way down here to start with. She shot up. I was tickled. She's retraced and pulled back. How much, you say? Well, I've got fib lines pulled up here. Got some crazy percentages on this heifer too. Crazy percentages. So let me grab my fibs. I'm going to start with October like I have on every chart and pull down to the bottom. I'm going to pull this over to where our recent price action is just so we can have a look. Fib lines, 382 fib is at about 0.0096 or about 0.01. Just to there is 200% gains. Just to there, 200% gains. That's actually 3x, not 2x. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. 3x. There we go. Cool. Up to the 50 fib where it's likely to go to. And why do I say it's likely to go to? Well, we have support and resistance right here. We have resistance at the 382. And we also have some at the top up here, which it could flip into support if it gets to and past the 50 fib like we've seen other assets do, right? That's a 5.5x from here. If we don't do anything else for the rest of the bull run and we go 5.5x on this, perfect. Please understand that's my logic here. If we just do 5.5x, that's more than I expected. However, this thing has crazy returns to the higher fib lines. If we get anywhere near this resistance level up here, which just so happens to line up with the 0.71 fib at the top of the golden pocket, that's 1 cent flat. That's 10 cent flat. 10 cent flat is a 28x from this point. Before you say that can't happen, please understand that this is a low market cap coin. It doesn't take much to make this thing multiply, okay? This thing gets anywhere near a high market cap, it's going to have crazy returns. Could we get all the way to the 786 fib? All the way up to the top of resistance right here? Because that's a 52x. Is this meaning this is going to happen? No. I'm saying this is a possibility like some other charts we've seen. So rather than being some coins that were very stale and doing nothing, I went ahead and sold them. Since I wasn't making anything in those, I would be perfectly sane making nothing in this. All right. However, this has way more upside than those other ones that I got rid of. That's the reason that I was willing to make this change. All right. Oh yeah, moving averages and stuff. So short term, pick these fibs back off so you can just see the chart with the drawings on it. Blue lines are resistance. Red line is the absolute tip top of resistance. Okay. That's why I drew them that way. It looks a lot like Velo, Dimitra, and Credi, doesn't it? Looks a lot like those. And since it looks a lot like those, I'd like to see it perform similarly. All right, break out and run up here to this 382, and that'd be better than most. That'd be better than most. 5.5x tickles me pink. No, it's not alt season yet, Bebsy. You know that. You're just goofing though, but that's all right. Bro, trolls are the real losers hiding behind a keyboard. Couldn't be more true. None of these people would like, I say none of them, that's not true. 99% of them wouldn't do anything if they saw me in person. They wouldn't act the same way if they saw me in person, because in person is completely different behind a keyboard. You wouldn't have that same energy, that same attitude if you saw me in person. Right? You would be completely different. If you can't convey that same energy in person, you shouldn't be conveying it on a keyboard. That's what's been lost in this generation. Everyone thinks they can talk to everyone any kind of way. Folks, I'm sorry, but that's not how it works where I'm from. So know that before you run up on me and try that, all right? Know that. I'm tickled about the idea. I don't know if it'll do what I want it to do, but I like the upside. I like the upside better than the downside. Don't call me and text me about how many tokens in circulation and the team, and I don't care. Don't care. I'm here for the chart. Still looking to get out of Casper. I'm still looking to get out of CRV. Boy, those were mistakes. Those will be consolidated into something else. I'll tell the Discord when I do that. Of course, I tell the Discord when I do everything. Let's see. Radium and Jupiter I still like. Shrapnel big time I still like. Paid network I like. Exchange I like. Dog coins like Doge and Shib, obviously they're probably still going to do good. Can't deny that. Arbitrum I still like, even though it's big down right now. I think it's going to have a turnaround time. I think the market will come back for it, and it'll do pretty darn good. Again, everything post-bull market is going to go up. It's just a matter of picking the ones that are going to go up more than the others. Is that fair to say? Fair to say. Terry said, are you saying you're bullish? Bro, I hear you. Yeah, Terry gets it because he's an alpha male himself. He understands, right? Terry understands what it takes. Terry understands that you have to make this happen on your own. No one will do it for you. He was part of the fun last time. He'll be part of the fun this time, dude. We have way more to work with than we had last time. Another thing, Jasmine looks juicy too. That's right. It just broke out today, didn't it, Nick? Someone recently asked me, they said, Keith, 99% of traders are liars and they don't really know what they're doing. I was like, I would honestly agree with you on that. I think that's probably pretty darn accurate. Well, why is that? Well, I said, well, most of them don't use the chart. Most of them trade emotionally and make mistakes because of that. And they call themselves traders, but it's really just because they have a lot of money to start with. And they said, well, how much money did you start with? And I've told this story before. I started with next to nothing. All right. Like I've said before, this journey for me started with $25. So before you say, hey, Keith, you're a trader. Why aren't you a millionaire? I started with next to nothing. And I've come all the way here. Tickled $500,000 last time. This time, I'm already floating way exponentially higher than I was last bull run. Like, I'm probably 100x higher than I was last bull run at this same point. All right, and the bull run's just now starting. Am I going to be at my goals? I hope so. There's nothing I can do about it if it doesn't happen. I have to accept my fate if I don't make it, right? I'm going to have ample opportunity to get to my goal. What is my goal? My goal is at least $1 million. Main primary goal would be 2.2 million. Minimum 1 million. If I don't make $1 million this bull run, I'm going to be disappointed with myself, all right? The mistakes that I made last time will lead me to make better decisions this time. I'm on here telling you what I'm doing. I'm on here telling you what I'm doing so that you don't make the same mistakes that I've made before. It's not because I want you to buy what I buy. Please don't do that. Go buy whatever you want. I don't care if you buy what I have. I don't need you to make my money. All right? What I do care about is you making your own money and making sound decisions when you do so. Forget trying to compare dick sizes. How much money do I have? How much money do you have? None of that matters, bro. It matters how much more you can make by the end of the bull run. If that's from $1 to $10 for you, bro, you made a 9x. You killed it. You killed it. 900% returns. You imagine how good that is if I took that to the stock market and I had $1 trillion? My God, I have more money than the rest of the world all of a sudden. All right. Don't measure yourself comparing it to others. Measure yourself compared to what you did to you. Own your minor mistakes, own your minor flaws, and improve. Make small, minor adjustments along the way so that you can make better decisions for you and yourself for the future. If you do that, all the other plans that you have start to come into fruition. You walk with your chest stuck out a little bit more, your chin a little bit higher. That confidence comes in. Once that confidence comes in, now you start to project that confidence. Once you start to project that confidence, other people who wouldn't typically notice you start noticing you. All of a sudden, new opportunities come around, and new opportunities come around that weren't there before because you made these little small changes in your life or in your routine, especially when it comes to investing, especially when it comes to crypto, right? Don't really want to hear the excuses. I want to hear the reasons you succeeded. I don't have a problem hearing about your failures. I'd like to hear those too because we can fix those. But I can't fix you not putting forth effort and being lazy. So man up and let's get after it. Right. Mr. Tether Up season is over. Bro, that's a dope name. I need to make a shirt. Mr. Tether Up. Oh my God, that's amazing. Wow. That's some top level alpha right there. It's moon time, mofos. Yeah, I got the moon shifter right here on me. We're in first at the moment. I'll bump it up to second when the time comes, but we haven't got there yet, okay? One step at a time, okay? Right? We'll go there when we need to. Right now, we'll keep it in neutral, reverse, and then park. For now. I'm ready to shift it off if I need to. First gear's fine. First gear's about as far as we need to go so far. All right. So look, we got 2 minutes left. Keith, you're a good man. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I'm just a regular guy. I'm not anybody special, all right? I'm just a normal simp. I don't do anything that anybody else wouldn't do other than keep it real. Sorry, Lenny, if you weren't trolling and I accidentally muted you for no reason. I didn't mean to if that's the case. And I apologize. I want to make enough to not have to rely on prop firms for trading capital. I fully agree, bro. Matter of fact, prop firms, there's a reverse, yeah. There's a reverse. It's got a reverse and a neutral lockout on the side for a little switch you push. They're shutting down prop firms left and right. So I'm the same way. I don't have to do prop firm money or anything like that. So I use the moon shifter to kick it in triple deuces. So thank you guys for all watching. I appreciate y'all coming on here. My TED Talk. We had almost 100 people on at one point. It peaked up and then went back down, and that's cool with me. We had 63 likes. I'm hoping we get over that 100 level pretty soon. I think the summer may yield that, but I'm hoping it happens now so that when we come down to the end of the bull market, we have 400 and 500 people watching instead of 100 or two or less watching. The more people we can get watching, the more money we can make together. All right. I'm going to continue down this journey. Tomorrow, we're about to debut the new podcast. New podcast first episode drops on Saturday. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate you all. I'll leave you with this. If you could have been anywhere in the world, you chose to be here with me. I appreciate that more than you'll ever understand. That's biggie, okay? Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. That's the Notorious B.I.G. And if no one else today told you, Keith loves you. Thank y'all for being here. Sky's the limit. I'll see y'all on next week. Peace.